Look for sacredness in ordinary moments. And welcome to the mat, friends. Welcome to your practice. Welcome to your own presence and your own quiet. And let's just start. I like this idea of starting with the hands out. It's just a moment to kind of, close your eyes, feel in, you notice the shoulders, how you're sitting, the weight of your arms, the weight in your palms. And I'm going to take one more breath here. And as you inhale, feel your heart lift. As you exhale, join your palms together in front of your heart. Bow your chin and welcome yourself home. Feel into the sacred of this moment. The simplicity of your breath and of just being very present. Well, into this stillness and this quiet, we'll chant Om 3 times, and then we're just going to sit in silence for a few moments so you're not wondering what happened. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice big inhale and let this inhale just go. Just release it. And we'll inhale for first Om. And releasing your hands. And let's just take this into a very slow forward fold. So walk your hands forward and let it also be the way we've been doing it, more about the dropping of the head and the back, arching back. And let your eyes stay closed, your jaw drop. Let's take a few breaths here. And start to feel your deep. Oh, okay. That's it. Goodbye. Goodbye, dog. Okay. Let's just feel your breath moving through your back. Let's take a few more breaths here, settling. Just feel if you can release your head more deeply. And then slowly walking your hands back and bringing yourself upright and just pausing for a moment and just tuning into what's happening. Coming more into your body. Good. Okay. Nice. So from here, we're going to come into hands and knees and take your blanket for your knees. We're going to do a little bit of lunging just to open the hips really quickly. So if you'd like to use blocks, you could bring your blocks up to the front. And you might not even need them, but I'm just going to bring mine up, just solidarity and support. Once we come to our hands and our knees, let's move into a few cat-cows. Just letting yourself move into it in your own way. You know these poses so well. Using your breath and movement of your spine. Just tuning in to anything that you notice. So then we'll come into neutral, and we're just going to floss the shoulders. So when you're in neutral, just move the shoulders forward and back a few times, and it might turn into a bit of a circling of the shoulders too. You could let that motion just unfold in whatever way it is. Good. And that should be good. And then staying in the shape you're in, just start to settle your hips back as if you're moving into child's pose, but it's not really. Your toes are tucked under, and you might keep your gaze straight ahead. You can even walk your hands more forward if that works. Just really extend yourself. And then once you are in your place, you can let your head start to drop. So you might love this, and you might learn to love it. And just breathe deeply into your extended sides. Notice where your breath is being called to. And let's take one more breath here. Nice big breath in. And let it go. And then bring yourself up to your hands and your knees. This time, tops of the feet down. Let's open the knees a little wider. If maybe you had them wide already. And we'll take the hips back and move into child's pose. Real, just like the child's pose you know and maybe love. And if you'd like to bring your hands underneath your head, that's fine. I'll just keep them extended for a few moments. Rest your forehead. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And we'll come up to hands and knees. And you might bring your knees a little closer together. I'll tuck the toes under again. I'm going to step the left foot forward. It's going to come maybe outside of the left hand. It might come here and you grab it and you bring it. And then you have your blocks if you'd like to use them. We're just going to do this front to back, but make it interesting. So maybe it's a diagonal movement. You feel like the hips are moving. And if you need to move your back foot as you do this, let that move if you need to do that for your knee. And go at whatever pace works. So there's a lot of different ways you can move here. Feel like you're almost circling your hips in some way, if that resonates. But if it doesn't, then it's all good. Just continue with what you're doing. Good. Okay. All right, the next time we come forward, I'm going to plant the foot and I'm going to lift the back knee up. And this is yogi's choice. I'm just going to move a little bit here, front to back. Good. And then we're going to come into your lunge, take your back foot and just put it flat. So you turn the heel to the left and we'll straighten the legs a little bit and feel free to walk your arms out if you like. Maybe they want to move more to the right or you're on your blocks. And just breathe here, nice and, put in as much strength and power into your legs as you need. Just opening. And if you're very open here, you want to go a little deeper, maybe you lift the sole of the left foot up off the floor. So the heel's still on the floor. One more breath. Good. And then just come back to that raised leg lunge. So you're just going to lift the back heel for a moment. Good. Breathe in your lunge. And then we'll take the knee down. And take one or two breaths here. I'm just hanging out here. Good. Okay. And then bring the knees together. And I'm going to come back to that first child's pose we did. So hands on the floor, toes tucked under. And then as you exhale, just drop the hips back. Maybe the hands come forward, drop your head, and feel your breath here. And one more full breath in. Breathe out. And we'll come back up. Hands and knees, and we're going to take the right foot out to the side this time. So whatever you need to do, you find your way. Use your blocks or move your hands out if they want to move. Like, you don't have to be so stuck. You want to be very fluid. So you just kind of explore this. You know, you might notice something come up. So be curious, playful. And I'm going to say this again. I almost circle the hips, or even a figure 8, maybe that might work for you. Just to bring as much of yourself into this, so it's not just the legs moving. Be free. Good. Okay. Nice. So let's just do maybe 1 or 2 more. And then we'll come to the lunge, and we're going to just lift the back knee. So hands wherever you need them. Lift the back knee, and just move front to back a few times. Just feeling into, you know, where your body wants to go and where it says, that's enough. Good. Okay, and the next time you come forward into lunge, stay here. Drop your back heel, flatten your foot, and then we're going to straighten the legs. And I always say straighten. So they don't have to go perfectly straight. You just find your place, move your hands wherever you need, and anchor through your legs to your feet. You're opening up your legs, extending your body. It's all happening. You just can smile, breathe, and be very present. Good. Okay, release and come back to lunge. So you're just lifting the back heel. And just be here for 1 or 2 breaths. Good. And then we'll lower the knee down. We're just going to hang out in this lunge for 1 or 2 breaths. Good. And then we'll take the knee back. And we're going to come into regular old child's pose. So knees wide, tops of the feet down. Take your hips and rest wherever you like your hands. I'm going to take my hands back and just rest them beside my feet here, if that works for you. Right? And if not, and you can also hold the soles of your feet if you like that. Okay, so trust and release. Trust in yourself to protect yourself, take care of yourself. Trust in your practice to transform whatever needs transforming. Release whatever needs to be released. Good. Okay. And then taking your hands back, and just come back to hands and knees. I'm going to bring the knees together, tuck the toes under. Just extend one leg straight back, put the toes down, and then you're just going to press through that heel. I'm just going to I'm just pressing the heel towards the floor. And then I'm going to anchor the arms. Okay. So you might just stay here. But if you want to go deeper, you draw your belly in. I'm doing a bit of this cat pose, and I'll lift this knee up off the floor. Flexing that foot and breathing. Good. And then we're going to switch legs. So if you have the knee up, maybe you just boop, boop, and just switch. Pressing that heel down. So if you need to put the knee down to press the heel, do that. Otherwise, engage your body. Smile and breathe. Good. And then release. And we're going to come back to that first child's pose. So toes tucked under, sweep the hips back, and drop yourself in. Put your arms wherever you need. Okay, now feel here, when we're in this pose, the breath is moving specifically to the places that are open. So participate with the breath. You know, press out where you can. Draw in when you exhale, even just a little bit. Take one more breath. And then we'll come back up to hands and knees. Let's just come through cat-cow a few times. So separate your feet, do whatever you need to do, and let's move through your cat and your cow. Okay. And do one more. However you're moving is beautiful. And then settle back into child's pose with the knees wide, tops of the feet down, and arms wherever you like. Maybe you take them back or forward, drop in. And take one more breath. And then bringing yourself back to your hands and knees. I'm going to make this a little longer. We're going to take a circular cat-cow. So if it's too much for the hands, you know, you can always come onto your forearms and you actually work harder. So I give that to you. So however you are here, I'm just going to rock the ribs over and then roll the barrel of your body. Make some nice circling. Whatever else needs to move, let that happen. And you might even find you start to rock front to back as you're rolling from side to side. In some way, you find this full torso cat-cow dance. And then just as you start to get it, we're going to reverse it. Just start to circle in the opposite way. Make it luxurious. Release what needs to be released. Invite in all that you need. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust your practice. Good. Okay. And then I'm just going to rock front to back a few times. Again, you could do this on your forearms. So it's extending. Okay, I'm going to take this slightly deeper, friends, and it's really your choice. If you want to drop the hips and move into a version of cobra, and then as you take it back, maybe you lift the knees up and it becomes a downward dog. And if you move it to downward dog, you could even do it with straight, you know, your legs could go straight. Or you just drop them down, drop your knees down and move through. So whatever you're doing, it's great work. Good. Just move that energy in whatever way you're doing it. Let's do maybe two more. And whenever you're done, I'm just going to rest in child's pose. Okay, so that's it for me. Then come back. Just take child's pose. This time I'm going to bring my arms, just hold them underneath my head. And with the forehead resting, just try and get that forehead skin to draw down towards the nose and not up. We want to invite the whole mind, the third eye, into this process. We want the energy in. Okay. Take one more breath. Good. Okay. And then bring yourself up to sitting for a moment. Any way you want to sit is fine. And just take a moment here. Good. Just feel. Okay. We're going to take this into seated twist. So if you need to sit on something, you know, you have your little blanket there, you can just fold it and sit on it. Good. Okay, and then come into your opposite cross. We'll move I just move my legs a little forward. Good, okay. And then we'll just take basic twists. I'll take the left hand behind, the right hand's coming over. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, twist. Breathe here. Okay, so let's say, I'm gonna just guess you're at probably 80% effort. Let's just call it that. And can you take it down to 60%? So just release a little bit. Close your eyes. Drop your jaw. Good, one more breath. And then slowly release and just rest for a moment here. Just take one breath, maybe. Just feel everything kind of unwind. And then as you're ready, we'll go to the second side. And you'll just start the same way. You'll lengthen, we'll twist. And I know I have you in your opposite cross. If it's very uncomfortable, just switch it. Okay. And then just feel whatever you're doing is like 80% of what you could do. And you're just going to drop it down to 60. Just release something. Smile. Breathe. Good. We'll inhale and exhale, release, come back. Okay. So I'm still in opposite cross. We're going to do one more forward fold like we did at the very beginning. I'm just going to turn to the side so that I just want you to see that it's not a huge forward fold. It's going to start to let the head drop. Let's all let our head drop and just let the pose unfold from there. So your hands will walk forward and the back is going to maybe round back. And just really melt the head. And just put your hands wherever they need to go. And you're just focusing on allowing your head to hang as much as possible. Your jaw to hang. Your eyes to soften. We'll take a few more breaths here. And then slowly walking yourself upright. And just take a moment here. Okay. So from here, friends, we're going to move into this very supported legs at the wall. We've been doing, oh no, let's do socks first. Let's grab your oil and massage your feet. And I was reading all these things. I'm fascinated by feet. Like for my whole life, love feet. It's weird. But I was reading this thing, and I just thought I'd share with you this one thing about one. I don't even know who it was or where I read it, but if you roll your ankles every day, you prevent heart disease. How's that? So, that's what I heard. And I just think, and the other thing, there's 26 bones in the feet. So the 2 feet combined are like 60% of the bones of our body, something like that. So there's all these acupressure points, everything, the feet. Well, there's a reason we call it the sole of the foot. And just get in between the toes, create space where you can. And I know you guys have all heard this story, but when I was 12, I broke my foot and I could never move my toes. Never happened. And I've been working at it. And it still freaks me out. I could do it. But it's been a lot of integrative medicine. Okay, so maybe you have a similar experience. All right, so whatever you've done, great. I really want to focus on this soft arch here. So just below that bone, And just use your thumbs, just trace that line of the soft arch, the softest part of your foot, whatever you're touching. If you're not exactly where I am, it's okay. And then we're going to find the center of the center. So this is the foot right in the center there. And you'll just take your two thumbs and just push down. And then you might even like cup the foot underneath it and kind of, you know, as if your hands want to come together. Just push in and make some little circles, some massaging, some rubbing here in the center. At the same time, your breath is relaxed, your eyes are softly focused. Just massaging this one little spot here in the center. And then now you're at the center of the foot. Now take your thumbs and just go along the whole center of the foot as if you're just right in the middle, just drawing these horizontal lines. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to hold the foot, same hand holds the back. Take the knuckles of the opposite foot and just get right into that whole sole of your foot. If you have any places of discomfort, it's always interesting to kind of notice them. Good. Okay. And at the same time as you're doing this, you are loving this foot. I love you, foot, and I greatly appreciate you and feel so good when I do this. Good. Okay. So we'll just do a little bit more, and then you'll end with like just the whole foot squeeze and maybe a rub or anything there that you need. You know, if you've had some foot injuries, and this is the time to kind of, you know, deeply be with them. So sock that foot up. It feels really good to rub your foot after the sock's on it too. So I'm just doing the same thing in that center archy area with the thumbs, and we'll just mush it. Okay. And I just get like little hits. Okay. And then whenever you're ready, we'll move on to foot number 2, equally important and equally valued. Good. Nice. Okay, so we've already done a lot of foot opening already. If you think about what you've done already, just with the toes tucked under and the tops of the feet on the floor, moving into your lunges. So your foot it's already a little happier than it may have been an hour ago. And I guess probably nobody went for a walk today. It was really windy. Maybe you did. I don't know. I didn't. Okay. And then I'm just making my way to that arch area, that soft arch. And just really pay attention there. And then finding that midpoint. And again, just using your thumbs in there, noticing if it feels tender, or maybe, I don't know, whatever you have there. You're loving it up. And now I'm just taking the thumbs and I'm just drawing these lines across the whole center of the foot and up to that archy area. Okay. So I don't know if I gave you enough time to go through the toes and everything. So just whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, I'm going to just cup the base of the foot and use the fist of the opposite hand and just get into the sole of the foot. Great. Okay, just love your foot. A few more moments, anything else you need. And then you move into that corkscrew and maybe a little rub. Okay. And then I'll sock this one. I'm just going to do the same thing. After I sock it, I'm just going to go back to that archy area and just, love it up. So good. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Now we have energized feet and we're ready for a little legs up the wall. So you'll set yourself up away from the wall however far you need. And I'm going to use the bolster underneath the head but you could also just have a blanket, and that's just fine. So I'll just kind of show a place where you can have the legs straight. Oh, let's add a strap too, guys, if you're not quite in it yet. Grab your strap, and we'll take that with us. And so you'll just kind of feel, once you're in it, maybe you'll be like, I need something softer under my hips, and then grab your blanket and slide it in if you need that. So you just kind of see. So we make it very nice. And then legs up. And then once you have your legs up, I'm going to take the strap, and mine's already done up from the other day, so yours might be as well. And if it's not, you can take a moment to do it up, but you also could I'm just going to undo mine just to show you. So if you have it done up, you're just going to tie it nice and tight, maybe just, let's actually go middle of the calves. So it would just go like not super tight. I said nice and tight, but I didn't really mean that. So it's about, I have like enough room, I could probably put a third leg in. And if you don't want to do up your strap, it's so easy to do it without. You just take the strap and just kind of wind it around a few times. And then you just literally tie it up. I just make one little dookie and that's it. So that works. Either way, just to kind of bring the legs together so you don't have to worry about it. And then once you're in and comfortable, your head feels supported, your body feels supported. You feel your tailbone resting on the floor, legs elevated. And we'll take the arms to a comfortable place, whatever you like. So might be down by your side or out a little wider. So immediately my eyes have already closed. This is one of these great poses that deeply grounds us and also energizes the legs in a very nourishing way. So all you have to do here is as little as possible. If it starts to feel too much with the legs straight, just bend them. We're at a good place where you can probably just rest the soles of the feet on the wall and be okay. And we're probably at a good place as well. If you need to put the feet on the floor for a few moments, you could do that. Otherwise, I'm going to stop talking, and we're just going to drop in and receive and trust and release. I'm just going to read this card we chose again, because right here in this shape as you are, supported by the floor, by the wall, by the bolster, look for sacredness in ordinary moments. Rest deeply into all that you are. Drop in more deeply, anywhere you can. You're just going to start to come out a little bit just by moving your feet in some way. It might be pointing, flexing, whatever it is. Just move your ankles and your feet in some way. And just bring the legs in. You can slide your strap off your legs and then just hug your knees in. You can use your strap to hug them in if you like. That's me. Thank you. Good. Okay. So I feel like we have enough space here to move into sideline twist. So if you don't, just wiggle yourself up. But if you're okay, arms are going to open and we'll just take the knees over to the right. And I'm going to keep this bolster under my head, but feel free to kind of shift it over if you need it to be in a different place. And just let your heads turn slightly to the left. It's not going to turn a lot because of the bolster. And drop in as deeply as you can. And if you'd like to take the bolster out, that's totally fine too. Okay, so you're welcome to stay as you are. If you'd like to go a little deeper, I'm going to take the left arm and just reach it up over your head. And it might go on your bolster or around the bolster. Or you might even sneak it underneath the bolster if you've taken the bolster out from behind the head. Just find whatever you need here, and you can find a little bit of extension. Just drop in and breathe. Notice any hardening in your eyes or your jaw, even in your breath. And take one more full inhale and exhale as you are. If you release that left arm, you can bring it back, and if you want to bring the bolster back under your head, you can. And then you'll bring your knees up, and we're just going to place the feet. If the wall works, you can put the feet at the wall for a few moments, or if they go to the floor, or stretch straight, yogi's choice, I guess, whatever works. Just take a few moments here. I just have the soles of the feet at the wall. My knees are bent. Okay. And then bring the knees into the chest. For a moment, just hug them in and out. We can just bring a little bit of movement into this. Just nourishing your back. Good. And then just bring the knees in wherever they're going to go. I'm just going to draw them in nice and tight. A little flexion into the feet, softening the shoulders, the jaw. Good. And then we'll open the arms out and drop the knees now over to the left side. So you could still be on the bolster with your head. It's all lovely and good. Just find wherever you need to be to just deeply drop in, and to trust the unfolding, to trust your practice, and trust this body. It knows the way. stay as you are, or if you'd like to take the right arm and extend it in some way, then move into that. And just stay in your softness, in your practice, and in your presence. Use the breath like food. Let it nourish and fill you up. And at the same time, let it take whatever is holding you back at this moment. Put a nice big breath in and release it. And slowly bring your right arm back and come onto your back. And again, we'll just rest with the feet at the wall or on the floor, whatever you need. Keeping everything soft, very present, and very grounded. Good. Okay. Well, from here, friends, we're going to move to Badakanasana. And I was thinking we would just lie down and use the bolster, but now I'm feeling maybe we'll use the wall. So if it works for you to roll over to your side and really snuggle your tush right to the wall. So you just come in, the feet will move forward. You just kind of get that tush right to the wall. So if this isn't happy, you're just going to lie down and bring the soles of the feet together, knees out, Badakanasana. But otherwise, from here, I'm just going to roll onto my back. So when I come up, now I'm very close to the wall. And you don't have to be touching the wall. If you moved away a little bit, it's fine. Okay, and then we'll just bring the soles of the feet together, knees out. Your hands can support your thighs. And you can just let the feet drop. If this is okay, great. If it's not, then just turn around, lie down, take the same leg position. You can use your bolster, some blankets, just support your thighs. And let's take a few moments here. So however you are, you can have your feet really high up the wall. That's fine. 2. And then letting them drop down if that is comfortable. So wherever you are, if you're good here, then maybe the hands are going to stay on the thighs, or if you want to take your arms over your head, I might even pull the bolster down just to support the forearms. So it can be very deep. If you take the feet up the wall, it's going to be less. So you decide. Just breathe beautifully here. One more big breath. Okay, if you're on the floor, sorry, Dan. Okay, if you're lying on the floor, you're just going to figure this out. But if you're at the wall here, we're going to take it into tree pose. So one leg will stay in Badakanasana and the other leg's going to go straight. And it could be tree pose where the bent knee foot is maybe down low at your ankle, maybe at your knee or wherever you want to put it. It could even cross over the knee, if that's better. You know, you kind of find whatever works here. You're in this tree pose variation. I'm going to add a little flexion into the straight leg. Let's take a few breaths. Thank you. Good. Okay, so take a few breaths. You're going to know when it's time to switch, and you're just going to switch. So whatever works, you know, heart's just getting in, that's fine. Take 5 to 10 breaths on each side. And after you've done both sides and you feel okay and good, then we'll take the legs up the wall. And here, this could be a lot. If it's too much, just scooch away from the wall, or, put another blanket under your hips if you need it. I still have my arms over my head, but wherever you have them is all good. And okay, from here, I'm going to open the legs wide apart. Actually, let's grab our straps, because that is a nice way to kind of hold the legs. So I think you do need to kind of put a loop in this time. Maybe not. If you have a loop, you make it nice and big. And it goes over, let me just get mine big. And then it would just go over the feet, like so. It's just, let's see if you can see there. And then I would just take the legs up, and that way they're kind of held. If you don't have a loop, then if you have a nice long strap, you just hold on to the ends of the strap. So I know you can't really see, but there we go. So it's easier to not hold it. So take a moment, make a big loop in your strap. And then just let the legs kind of flop open. Again, the arms can be wherever you like. And if you're lying down on your back, just open your legs apart. Just keep resting on your back as you are. Again, just drop in here. If you have your legs up the wall and the strap here, you just surrender to the strap. So when we take these positions with the legs open a little bit, this is feeding our pelvic health. So as best as you can, soften your pelvic floor. Just feel like the whole pelvic area, the whole pelvic bowl, from the hip bones to the pubis, all the way, all your organs there, everything there. Just let it melt. And as things start to drop, you can maybe feel, we have our diaphragm. I've heard there's 4 diaphragms in the body, but the 3 that I'm very familiar with are the throat diaphragm, the center diaphragm, we all know, and then there's the pelvic diaphragm. And maybe you can start to feel, the diaphragm at your pelvic floor. Just tuning into that for a few breaths. Just really relaxing the whole pelvic floor, letting the pose do the work. Just a few more moments here. If you need to change the position of your legs, go ahead. If you're good like this, you'll stay here a few more moments. Good. Okay. So nice big breath in. Release it. I'm going to place the soles of the feet at the wall, let the knees bend. I still have the strap there. I'm just turning my feet out a little bit. They might not turn out, depends. You can be up the wall or down more. And just kind of take this version of Malasana squat at the wall. So the knees are dropping out, the feet are turning out. I'm going to turn the camera in case you're not sure what's happening. I feel them just dropping in again. Yes. So let your knees be. You can also have your hands supporting the outsides of your knees or your thighs if you need that. And you can also make your strap shorter. And relaxing the pelvic floor for the next 3 or 4 breaths we have here. Okay, big breath in. Breathe out. I'm just going to bring your knees into toward, you can slide the strap off, and we'll just take the knees in. We're going to go to full happy baby. So maybe this is your happy baby, or maybe you just grab the feet, soles of the feet to the sky, and knees dropping down. Let your feet do what they need to. Just take a few big breaths here. Could feel like a lot, but smile and breathe. Good. And then you can release by either, feet at the wall, feet on the floor, or legs up the wall. And just drop in a few moments. Okay. Well, from here, we're going to move into Shavasana. And maybe, I know a lot of people who like legs up the wall for Shavasana, but we've been here for a lot. Actually, before we move into Shavasana, I just want to stop and pause and let's just do some ankle and wrist rotations. Just a few times, just as you are, however you are, the knees in or the feet up the wall, just rotate your ankles, move your wrists, breathe. Good. Okay. And then if you want to move into a different Shavasana lying down, just kind of wiggle yourself away from the wall, and then you can always roll over, come up, and readjust. So I'm just going to keep my bolster here. I'm going to just lie down for Shavasana. So I'll keep the bolster, and I'm going to add a little blanket. Kind of been digging this lately. So I'll just take a blanket, I'll just kind of roughly roll it, and I'll place that down to support maybe the thighs, and then the legs rest on the bolster. And then I have this blanket here for my head, and we'll just give it maybe a little fold, support the neck. Something to cover yourself with, and if you like an eye pillow, then bring that in. You're in a very bright space. I see some of you have very dark spaces, and that is just lovely. Good. Okay. So just coming into a comfortable place where you can just receive the support of the earth, receive the support of your own presence, and the fact that you've taken this time to be with your body, your mind, anything that emotionally is going through you. Just feel that this is the time to drop into all of that, to breathe it through, resting in your Shavasana. It's releasing yourself more deeply and releasing anything that needs to be released here. You don't even need to know what it is. You can just think, I release you. I release this. Just being aware of your breath, your body for the next few moments. Just beginning to deepen your breath in a way that feels very calming and healing. If you choose to stay as you are as we seal out this practice, that's totally fine and great. And we honor that. And if you're ready to start to journey, just start with the rotation, the ankles, the wrists, the toes. Taking your time, extending your arms if you wish. And bending your knees, and we'll roll over to the side. Resting on your side for a few moments. And then coming up whenever you're ready. Nice. And just as always, once you get here, just staying in your stillness for a few moments. Just feeling what has shifted and slowly inviting yourself back into your space. So maybe with your eyes closed, you can even imagine the room you're in and yourself seated on your mat at the end of this practice. With great reverence, honoring and devotion, bringing your hands together in front of your heart space, bowing your chin as you deeply honor all that you are and all that you bring and all that you offer yourself with this time on your mat. As you inhale, lengthen tall, lift your chin. Exhale, stay here. And we'll seal this practice with our May We Be Blessed mantra in one Om. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. Inhale. Bowing your chin, Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Take a full breath in, catch it in your hands. Lift your chin, open your eyes, and offer that. Yes. Offer it out. Yes. I'm going to take it all in, too, because we need it. Yes. So thank you so much, friends. I hope you have a beautiful, restful sleep and night. And classes are on Easter weekend, so if you're around tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. So much love, guys. Good night, everybody.